Why GM pulled the plug on hydrogen. Hydrogen fuel cell power has been a moving target for the auto industry for some time. After all, there aren't many powertrain options out there that spit out water as a byproduct rather than hydrocarbon pollutants. But there are many barriers to adoption: price, reliable access to fueling stations, and technical maturity, just to name a few obstacles. The headaches the electric vehicle space has are minuscule in comparison. It should come as no surprise that many automakers are calling quits on the tech, at least for now. General Motors is joining them now, pulling the plug on its next-gen hydrogen platform as questions arise about how viable it is in the short term. Welcome back to Critical Materials, your daily roundup for all things electric and tech in the automotive space. GM calls it quits on Hydrotech FCEV tech. GM is finally admitting that hydrogen cars aren't going mainstream anytime soon. The automaker announced on Friday that it's officially pulling the plug on its next-generation hydrogen fuel cell, citing high costs, infrastructure, and what it politely calls a long and uncertain path to a sustainable business model. The scrapped plan for the Hydrotech branded cell for vehicles includes axing a $55 million joint venture production facility that was set to be stood up in Detroit, which means canceling a planned 140 new jobs. It's not a total breakup though. GM says that it will continue to work with Honda on hydrogen for commercial applications, think power generation for data centers, but leaves out any mention of vehicle development. This tracks with Honda's announcement from March that it developed its own next-gen fuel cell, which reportedly generates around twice as much power as the outgoing FCX unit co-developed with GM. The statement issued by GM on Friday reads like an obituary for its own next-gen hydrogen program. While hydrogen holds promise for specific high-demand industrial applications like backup power, mining, and heavy trucking, the path to reaching a sustainable business in fuel cells is long and uncertain. High costs and limited hydrogen infrastructure in the USA has limited consumer adoption of fuel cell-powered vehicles. According to the USA Department of Energy, only 61 hydrogen refueling stations exist nationwide, compared to more than 250,000 Level 2 or faster electric vehicle charging locations. GM is sharpening its focus on the technologies that show the clearest path to scale and customer value. In plain English, GM is saying that hydrogen tech is too expensive to develop and the refueling stations are too far and few between, even in California, where most automakers are exclusively selling FCEVs. It will focus on the tech that makes sense instead. This means the concentration of research and development efforts, as well as funding, on EVs as a whole, plus batteries and charging technology. It makes sense though. EVs have traction literally and figuratively in the industry, while even GM admits that hydrogen has yet to fulfill its potential. By focusing its funding on EVs, GM is admitting that it sees BVs as being present in the industry for the long haul, even despite recent, politically fueled efforts projected to dampen the EV market beginning this quarter. Meanwhile, BMW is betting big on hydrogen tech. Honda has already developed its next-gen fuel cell. Hyundai continues to fund development, and Toyota is pushing forward on its multi-pathway approach to powertrains. Maybe one of those approaches will pan out. Source: reposted and summarized from Rob Stumpf at insideevs.